Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel, Kectil YouTube channel. Today, I'm Edward Grigorian, who is hosting one of our Kectil Community Project winners. Joyce Obuya, she will be with us today and she will tell you about her Kectil Community Project and the difficulties she faced and a bit of personal stories so that you can see what real effect we try to create through our Kectil Community Projects and how we uphold the Kectil program values. So welcome, Joyce. How are you doing?
Hi, I am actually doing fine. Thank you so much, Edward, for having me here. And I'm really excited to just share my view on or the journey of how it has been. The project has been, yeah. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's start with the first, very obvious question. We want our audience to hear about you. So the first question goes, can you start by telling us about yourself, your background, your journey as a young leader, and what inspired you to engage in community work in Kibera?
So this is usually a very hard question to to start with, like someone asking you, tell us about yourself. You're like, you have to think about it, but yeah. So I'll try. So as I've mentioned, my name is Joy Lawinsky. I am a youth advocate. I'm really, really passionate about the young girls and just giving to the community. That has been my background ever since I was young. I just wanted to give back. And I've always thought, what can I give back to the community? So yeah, I am a youth advocate. I am very passionate about SRHR. So I've been training young girls about SRHR and just knowing their rights in terms of consent, in terms of availability of the contraceptives that they can use. So yeah, basically that is who I am and just my background and why I'm here currently. Yeah. So thank you so much, Edward. I don't know if I've answered you.
Sorry, I was on the mute. Thank you very much. It was like nice introduction about your profile and what you do overall. The next question I wanted to ask, not many of our audience are aware about your project. I would like you to describe the project a bit and say how you came up with the idea of creating this project, what motivated you, and a bit of like personalized story of Kectil leader going through Kectil Community Project and overall the idea. Please feel free to share the details as much as you want.
Thank you so much. It's funny how this idea came to mind. There's one time I was in a matatu, and I don't know if Kibera is one of the biggest slums in Africa. So when I was in the matatu, I could see waste pickers picking dust, the waste and putting in their bag. They were carrying this heavy bag in their bag. I don't know if you saw my videos. So they're carrying heavy bags and they're picking waste. So that was like I just sat there and I was like, do they know what they're really doing to our environment? That was my first instinct. I was like, and it was coming in time when I was really looking for a project to do for Kectil. So I was like, yeah, this looks like a good idea. Like I can actually start a project of waste pickers to just show them what they do to the environment because I don't think they have an idea what they do. Yeah, so that is how my project idea came in mind. Then after that, I went home, sat with the thoughts. I was just thinking, what more can I do? So after that, I started engaging. There's someone, the idea was just coming informal. Let's just recognize the waste speakers and what they do. So there's this person I know, a youth leader, who is usually based in Kibera and organizes cleanup. So I had a conversation with him and was like, interestingly, I want to start something with the waste because I don't know much about them. Could you just arrange a setup where I can meet them and just get to know them? And the guy was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just arrange. I won't arrange, but you'll come to one of our cleanups and see how they work and who they are. So there was a monthly cleanup, so I went, and there I went with the idea of doing a need assessment to the waste speakers just to know who are they, what they do, how the challenges they face. So the idea was waste cleaning, yeah. But then when I went there, having interaction with them, I realized that their challenges are very integrated. Yeah, in as much as I'd want to recognize them for the work they do. These people faces a lot of challenges in the ground. And so I had to sit back with my idea. They was facing challenges like SRHR. They didn't know have ways in how they can get the things, basic things like contraception. They didn't know about consent, and they also didn't know they were facing GBV and they didn't know they had mental issues. So I started looking at the way speaker as an integrated person. So yeah, so that is when I sat back with myself. I knew that the initial idea was clean up, but then I realized there's much to this way speakers, there's much I can give. So I had to come up with a proposal and see how I can help the way speakers generally. So yeah, so that is where it stemmed from. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for a nice introduction to the project you did. You used also the abbreviations SRHR, which stands for Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights. This kind of education that we don't come up with very often, and that's really interesting how you came up with the integrated project that combines not only this but also mental health issues and so on. And you named your project Kibera Eco Warriors project. Kibera Eco Warriors, when I first read the title of your project, it felt really inspiring, and I had like the motivation to go through and read and see what documents you uploaded and how you describe your project and the objectives you reached. So I think it was a really nice combination, and you managed to from marketing point of view represent it really well. So when you came up first with the idea of the project, what were the first steps that you undertook to implement the project? What were the obstacles you saw, and tell us how you overcame them?
Yeah. Yeah, when I first again, the idea came from the project. I never, not in my wildest idea, thought that I'll start a project. So Kectil really played a very important role in just shifting my direction towards that. But of course, like the first step, as I mentioned, was just reaching out to the person who was actually doing or working with the waste speakers. So that was the first step. And then I did need an analysis where I was able to identify, okay, this is a waste speaker. So what will the waste speaker need in as much as I want them to be in my project? How can I also benefit them? So I did a need analysis, just generally just looking at the waste speaker as a whole. Then after that, I went back, did my proposal writing, just came up with the budget, what will I need, and the proposal, and came up and then with the list of partners that I can work with or people who can support me in this project. So I wrote literally everything down. I was like, these are the partners, this is the proposal. Then I also came up with a timeline. How, because again, this is what it was, a community project, and I needed to deliver to Kectil as well. So there was a timeline. So I also came up with a timeline. How will I achieve these goals in the end? So yeah, it wasn't really easy because again, I'm working here alone. I am my own finance. I write my own project. I'm doing the sourcing, the mobilization, and all that. It wasn't so easy. It was something very hard. Um, Actually, the hardest part was resource mobilization. Yeah, because I was working with no funds, so I had to come up with an idea on how to get a fund. And I remember one of the sessions, I'm really grateful to the Kectil community. One of the sessions, Cheryl said, you can create an impact with nothing. And I was like, really? How is that even possible? How can we do that? It seems so hard. So I was like, okay, let me try, do what Cheryl said. Let me try and see if I can really create something out of nothing. So of course, that wasn't possible, but I tried. I we wrote I wrote emails to different partners, to different organizations. I'm a youth champion, so I wrote to YCK because I knew I wanted to work with in terms of SRHR. I needed facilitators, I needed like things that they can donate, like pads, the condoms and all that. So I wrote to them, I needed help in this term. I wrote to other people that were willing. I also, in my own capacity, tried to fundraise from friends, just because again, you can't bring a waste speaker to the project without giving them food, without the attire, because I was really triggered by the way they would work in dusty places without an attire, without anything to protect them. Yeah, so I wanted to come in as a helper to help them. Even when they are doing the thing they are doing, they are actually protected because they do really risky things. So yeah, so that is really what I went through. The challenges were writing proposal, and you're there, you're very anxious. Will they accept my proposal? Will they fund? So will I really achieve this? Is it possible? Getting to just work with different people, mobilization was the hardest. So yeah, and I was really anxious every month. I was like, when am I going to get money to fundraise this project again? Am I stopping at, I started at July, am I stopping at July? There was this anxiety, but truly, truly, things can be done with little money. And yeah, it has worked, and I think it can work to any other person. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for the detailed answer. I have some like follow-up questions. Was it like interesting for partners to join you, or you had to do like a pitching, giving them reasons to join your fundraising and like explaining the reason? Because I don't think many people are aware about the problems these white speakers face. And was it too hard for you to like make the people believe in what you do, the goals and the objectives you had? And what were the techniques you used to convince people, even your friends, to give funds and help you with the project idea?
Yeah, that's a good question. It wasn't easy. Again, you had to sit down with the budget, write the proposal, then you pitch not really, some needed the pitching where you just have to explain to them what you're doing and all that. But most of them, I'll just send the proposal, my budget, and then just because the proposal had a rough idea of what I needed to do. And I think I'm quite convincing in writing. So I really poured myself there in the writing, and, even try to be as vulnerable as possible, just showing the importance of recognizing the waste speakers and the work they really do. So I really poured in the proposals and also created the budget was, I don't know, it was okay. It was a pool. I think I create the budget made it easier for someone to say, okay, I will provide let's say the gears. I will provide the food. I will provide so just separating the concept note and the budget was really, really good. And then it was interesting how people can come in once you convince them with the proposal and just writing the budget and just pitching the ideas and just show when I'm pitching, I'm good with my words. I just say it as it was. I even one of the pitching I had to bring in a waste speaker to just try and tell them what the challenges they are facing. I brought in the waste speaker and the waste speaker was actually speaking for themselves. So it got easier. So I think those are the technique I used. I used the proposal and I also did the pitch interview for people who wanted. And with my friends, I had to convince them to just show them and convince them. Immediately after the project, the first cleanup, I will send reports to the people who helped me and see what we are doing, see the progress, see what your money has helped, see, so basically that was the approach I took. Yeah.
Joyce, I really like your approach. The starting way, like reporting people, pitching the idea, separating the budget from the concept note, and the writing skills. I think that works really well when you write a text and you write it in a convincing way. There are specific drafting techniques how you can make it, and I'm sure you use them to get more funding and support from the different partners. And reporting back, which is one of important things, saying your money that you gave was serving to these ideas and created these results. I really like your approach, and I'm wondering how you got there. My next question would be regarding the Kectil program. How Kectil program helped you to design and implement the project, as well as how it helps your leadership approach. How were you guided through Kectil program to implement it the way it helped you?
Yeah. So yeah, Kectil played a very big role. Number one, I never in my wildest dream thought that I'll do a project. So just the first thing was like the assignments. The first assignment was ethical leadership for it. Leadership. So you get to learn. It was a very you learn. There's a whole document showing you these videos to teach you how to learn. It's like more of a step-to-step learning stages, and it went throughout the year, the assignments, the follow-up, and this just the check-ins. How is the project? How is it going? I think that really 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 helped me. The assignments were really good. It will make me think critically. Okay, okay, yeah. You see the aha moment. You're like, okay, this is it. So I really really loved the assignment. I really loved the follow-up, the follow-up that came, and just the check-ins. How is the project going? How are you doing? So those two, the Kectil community, those are the things that they actually helped me and shaped me towards the project. Like, yeah, I wouldn't not even once would have thought of doing the project. So just the ideas are the ones that formulated the assignments, the checkups, the whole program was really beneficial into shaping my idea, the community.
Thank you very much for like interesting answer, like how you connected Kectil program and the support of Kectil Community Projects team with their checkups and guidance. I'm wondering if you have any like example of obstacle that you had that you try to overcome, you got the guidance, or uh, any interesting way you use to solve the issue that you faced in a way, because we want to show our audience as well that implementing project with so few resources is not so easy. And we want them also to give like a way to see that as you mentioned before, Sherry Knowles, the founder of and the executive director of Kectil program, she mentioned that you can create impact with few and even no resources. Can you bring some example during your project implementation that you faced and the way you overcame it?
Great. So, some of the challenges were, number one was, again, resource mobilization. And I already mentioned how I was able to solve that. There was a time, there was this issue of language barrier. I'm going into, I have to remove my quote as joy, and I have to be the way speaker. So sometimes it gets so hard, but you really need to connect with them. So I had a challenge just getting the first time. It was very hard for me to connect with them. But after some few times, I learned to speak their language. I learned to just be the way speaker and just go down to them. And I know it might be so hard to just, sometimes you just have to change. So I had to change and be in their shoes. And I don't know how, what challenge, or the biggest challenge was resource mobilization, honestly. And yeah, that is how I solved them. Sometimes you look at, you are almost giving up, honestly. Sometimes you're like, I am giving up, and it will come to those people that are going to implement, because again, implementing a project is very hard. You'll have those choices and you're like, you look at next month and you have nothing. And like, next month I'm supposed to do a project, and it's quite easy. You want to give up. You're like, I don't want to do it. I don't have resources. But every time I'll come back to not my senses, I'll come back to why I'm doing this in the first place. And that will motivate me to even write that email. I'll come back to, I want to help these waste speakers. I know the challenge. I've been in the ground. I want to help them. And that will wake me up to try other avenues. If I'd written I'd written proposal, of course, there are so many rejects that comes with that. And that will motivate me to wake up and say, I'm writing another, I'm sending this to another donor. I don't care the outcome, but because I already have a mission to help these people. I have already committed to helping. So yeah, Edward, it will be very hard. It's very hard for you to do a project without funds, but just having the watch why you're doing it is one thing that should motivate you to wake up and overcome all those other obstacles that comes with it, because it's not going to be easy. It will be very hard, and you'll face these challenges or even more. But just having your mission and your goal at hand will make you wake up and just overcome the issues. Yeah, don't know if I've answered you.
Yes, you did. It was really authentic answer. I really like what you said, and with each interview I'm taking with me certain ideas, I will also take this motivation with me. Um, my next question was connected with the things you mentioned. The Kectil Community Project team was checking up on you, the project, how it's going, and so on. I was wondering also. how you decided to submit the documents as Kectil colleague and to apply for the project. Describe a bit the process, how it was. And I know that you received a prize at the end. Tell us about it as well. How you plan to use it and what ideas do you have about that?
Great. So I didn't get the first part. I don't know. There was a lot of disconnect. I don't know if you could rephrase the question so that I
Yeah, it was a bit
make sure.
breaking up. I was wondering like how Kectil Community Project team helped you in the process with their checkups and guidance. And I know that you, after delivering the project, you received a prize. I'm wondering if you have any ideas how you're gonna use the prize and tell us more about it. Explain our audience how it went and what ideas you have for the implementation of the prize.
Yeah. So yeah, what Kectil helped me with was the checkup. There was those checkup, and then there's a template that was given to me. That template was very comprehensive, and it will guide it. There was a whole guide. It's like taking a baby, walking a baby one step at a time. So that was really sweet of and to just put it in a very documented way, in ways you can understand and just come up with project. And also the as I've mentioned, the check-in. So how is the project? How is it going? Um, that was really nice. At first, I didn't mention this. At first, I wanted to do the project with a team, but after really, there was just a back and forth with the group. So I decided to just do it alone. So, if you wanted to do something alone and you don't have a clear guidelines, it will be so hard. But I love that there was a whole document taking you step by step, even ideas of the project that you can do was actually documented for you. So you didn't have to like think too much because we are given ideas, even the amount that it will cost to do the project. That is something really nice because it makes your work very easy. And then the step by step, how can you do the project? Even the reporting template was really straightforward and very easy to use. So I really, really, really loved that. To the question you asked about the grant, yeah, we received the grant and we are really grateful. Um, what I want to do is number one, I've seen that this is working, right? So this was like a wake-up call. It is working. What I want to do is I want to register Eco Warriors. Yeah, I want to register. I have it registered because I remember every time I would ask for fund, people were like, okay, where's your registration number? Where's your registration? Yeah, are you registered? We can't just give you funds and we don't know. So that is the first steps I want to do is I want to, with the money, I want to register it as an organization. And yeah, after registering it, uh, that will mean that we'll have more funds and we'll attract more donors. After registration, I know this will sound, I wanted to, during the registration, I wanted to appreciate them publicly. I wanted to post something like just I don't know. I wanted to put a video and then I host them. Where I'm giving them food, the pads and all that. So what they need, of course, I'll do need assessment of what they need and just have them and recognize them for what they have done. So yeah, basically that is it. I want to register it. I want to buy for them the tools that they need. I want to recognize them. So basically, that is what I am looking forward to do with the grant that I have. And I'm really grateful. It wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the grant. I'm really grateful for the support. Yeah.
Wonderful. Amazing plans, actually. With registered organization, you will be able to get more trust from the people who are gonna fund you and also from the partners. I remember until the point I registered my NGO, it was really hard to get any funding or partnership. When we mentioned just we are still initiative phase. I'm really happy you are moving forward, and I'm super happy that the project will have continuity. You will continue implementing and improving the project after even the end of the project. This is what motivates me a lot. And as a Kectil Community Project winner and a person with a lot of experience as a leader, I would like you to give advice to our audience at the end, and especially targeting those people who are going to apply for Kectil community projects later. What advice would you give them, and what would be the best way to approach if you had to reapproach the project again? How would you start?
Yeah. So now, one thing that I'll say is just like Cheryl said, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be, but do it, do it scared, but do it enough. Kectil is one, as I've mentioned throughout the video, is one of the eye-opener thing that I ever did. You know, when I was applying to Kectil, I, I had, I don't know, it's a syndrome, like I did it anyway. I did it scared. I did it anyway. I did the project scared, but I did it anyway. So anyone out there who wants to do something or just who is coming in as a colleague at Kectil, I would want you to focus on that. Do it scared, but do it anyway. There are amazing people inside there that will guide you. People will walk you through all the challenges. You will learn, you will expand knowledge, and those knowledge are what we need outside here to just go and also disseminate it somewhere else. So just come in with all your enthusiasm, come in, join, do it scared, but do it anyway. So yeah. The last
Amazing.
question was, sorry.
Yeah, it was like, what would you do differently if you reapproached the project, if you restarted with based on your experience? How would you recommend 2026 Kectil Community Project applicants to approach the project?
Yeah, so how I will try to to do it differently is I think I will think much to what I want to do. I'm not saying the project, it was hard. Number one, I mentioned the challenge that I went through, the connecting with the waste speakers, and just I would want to start thinking as the project is starting, because in the onboarding session you are told about you'll have the project. So I'll start thinking from the word go, like what project to do, so that when it comes to the phases of project I start doing, I'll also start thinking, because I wasted a lot of back and forth in, do I want to do it with a group? Do I want to do it individually? Then there was back and forth in just organizing the groups. I would want to know, I'll just, from the word go, I'll create a team for myself. If I want to work with a team, I'll create a team that is very reliable from the beginning, so that I connect with them, so that when it is time for the project, I don't have the back and forth. So yeah, one thing I'll do, I'll start the project from the onboarding. So just start thinking, what do I want to do? How do I want? Which am I doing it individually? Which are the people or donors I'll want to approach from this initiation point, so that when it's time to do the project, because we have like a limited time to doing the project, you have thought through what you want to do and how you want to do it, who you want to do it. You have the partners written. So it gets so easier with resource mobilization, for instance, because you've already identified maybe the partners you'll work with, So it gets easier to start from the beginning than the way we started in the middle of all that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I think it's a lot of takeaways from this call. And as a end of the interview, I would like you to thank you for all the work you do. It's really inspiring, it's motivating, and people surrounding you and also people later on watching this video will get inspired from you because you managed to start up with very small or no resources, implement the project and get the prize at the end for the work you have done. And I see that you have the continuity. You want to continue the project, which is the greatest thing that we can achieve through Kectil Community Projects, get something done which will have continuity and sustainable impact. And we are very thankful for you, from you being a Kectil fellow, as well as Kectil Community Project winner. And we are going to look forward to see more and more achievements. And please keep us updated. And I thank you once again. I remind you that we had Joyce Lawinsky today with us, one of our Kectil Community Projects winner. And we received a lot of advice. We received personal, authentic story. So she is one of the models that we can take for 2026 Kectil Community Project applicants and try to learn from the obstacles she faced and the solutions she proposed for them. So thank you very much, Joyce, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Edward. And before I go, and I know I wouldn't have a lot of chance to say this, I want to thank Kectil community for just raising a leader like me. So thank you so much. Thank you for your community. Pass the regards and just say, continue empowering young people to just achieve leadership roles, because now I'm confident enough to take leadership roles because of the programs that I've received. So thank you so much.